I
Destil,
assume I don't
reduce the
have
gold
any
pieces by
rules
20.
in front of me.
Khalil's scooping up some for himself.
What happens is, while you guys are counting up this gold and whatnot, a goblin head pokes out of the hatch again. And throws something on you, Eldove. And it splashes forward in a 10-foot cone, so it gets Khalil and Arik as well.
This better not be the rust bullshit
All
again.
three of you need to make a dex save, DC 15. Eldove, you make yours at disadvantage because you're in the middle of doing this magic ritual.
Oh shit, I might lose my armor here.
This is why I wanted to cover up that latch.
This was also Nick's idea, this particular effects. So hopefully
I
someone
made my
misses
save.
this. You made yours? Okay.
I made my save. I'll be right back, I gotta go pee
Oh
again.
shit! I hit it.
You hit it? You made it?
I made it.
Eldove, did you make it?
What's up? No dex. I
One
made
second.
it.
I can try to maintain my concentration.
Through the ritual? Make this.
Yeah, it's a concentration check.
That's fine. Make this dex save first, because you might have to make a couple of concentration checks after this is done.
Alright, so that's... I think I missed it. 13?
13? Do you have your PHP handy?
Yes.
Open up to page 104.
Oh, no.
And roll a D100.
104. Is that the Sorcerer Wild Spell table?
That is the Sorcerer Wild Magic table.
Oh, fantastic. Because I was telling Nick about how obnoxious the Sorcerer Wild Magic table was the other day.
And now you have to roll on it.
And now I have some suspicions. Alright, first number, second number.
So you're going to get 91. What is 91 on the Wild Magic table?
If I die, I immediately come back to life, as if I reincarnate.
Okay.
Within the next minute.
Not bad.
So that's the effect you feel. And now roll a Constitution save to see if your concentration was ruined.
It's 8 plus 6 is 14.
14. Do we know what the DC on that is? It's 10 plus the level of the spell or something, isn't it?
It would normally be half the damage dealt, minimum of 10.
Well, he didn't
But
take
for
any
spells,
damage, though.
But for spells, it's probably going to be the save DC, but I don't know. That's kind of a gray area, I think. There's no consistency about it in the
Well, then
rules.
I'm going to call the DC 15, because that's what the dex save DC was. So your ritual
makes
fails.
sense.
Okay.
But you feel like if you were to kill yourself right now, you'd come back as a lizard man or some shit. And that's pretty cool.
So yeah,
Eldove is horrified. He does not want to come back as a separate
Now, what
race.
happened was this colorful liquid exploded out from this grenade that landed right next to Eldove, splashed forward in a cone. Tarin and Khalil backed out of the way. Eldove had no idea what was even going on. And before he knew it, he's covered in this colorful rainbow liquid. Like, this liquid should have its own parade. That's how colorful it is. And then, if you kill him right now, he turns into a lizard man.
Yeah, Tarin is going to spend the time they're doing that trying to see if we can get activate the wand, basically.
I have a
Or
4
rod.
in 100 chance of coming back as a tiefling. So we could get Nick and some friends.
So you're trying to...
Trying to attune to the wand, the kind of use activated
That takes an
stuff
hour
that they... Okay.
to attune to the wand. Technically, it takes a short rest.
Right.
Now, so the question is, do you think you're going to have an uninterrupted hour of peace with which to take a short rest?
Nowhere in this fucking place. Maybe
So-
in the middle of the other room where there's no
Yeah,
hatches.
maybe
If we go back into the cavern, yeah, we'll have an hour.
I don't need to. I'll just pocket the rod.
Do
for
we
now.
want? We could take 2 hours and have watches.
So what's the plan
does
now?
anyone else need to rest?
I don't really need
I
to
don't
rest.
need.
right
I don't
now.
really need to rest.
I mean, I could get more hips. I could get rid of my cursed hips, but that's about it. That's only 4 of them.
If we have an hour, I'll take the first 10 minutes to cast an unseen servant, have it search the shit in this room. Take the second 10 minutes and cast a tensor floating disc, which was what I was trying to do. And my plan was we put all that gold on top of the disc, and then we ride that out in front of us and
Well,
see if any
you
goblins jump by.
have a mobile table over. You could stack all the gold on top of the cube, and he'll just walk around with it.
Oh, that is a fucking good idea.
What has Cube been up to anyway?
He's been following you around, and like I said, he doesn't look
very quiet and
frightened.
loyal.
He doesn't look scared. He just looks confused and anxious. Like he doesn't understand.
Okay.
Last time he was in this tower, everything here was different, and now things are in disarray, and there are people poking out of the hatches. The cleaners look different. They're raining down terrible grenades. What happens in the
Zook,
next 5
do you have
minutes in
any-
this room?
Zook, do
Well,
you have
I'm
any
gonna
way
start
to...
up the. If
Sorry.
we're not doing anything for 5 minutes, I'm going to start casting the ritual again. Only now I'm going to cast it out the
I
fuck
gotta-
here.
Okay.
Someone's
what
got
was
to ready an action on that fucking hatch.
Tarin, what were you about to ask?
Do you have any way to close this, like to relock it?
No. I
Oh,
barely
the,
know
che-
how to
the
open
chests
the
weren't
damn
the
thing.
chests were not locked.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the chest. I thought you meant the hatch. No, the chests weren't locked. So if we just close it back, it'll be as it was.
Right, but the goblin might have seen all the gold when it popped its head out.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know if I have. I don't think I have it. I have lock picking. I don't think I actually owned any locks.
Okay.
Well, I'll be more clear. There doesn't look to be a locking mechanism on these boxes.
Okay.
Right.
There's no
And I
keyhole, no nothing. You mean you could wizard lock them if you had a spell. Which
I'm
actually,
not some kind of fucking wizard.
Fred might have a wizard lock, actually. No, he
don't.
doesn't.
Or we could just put the gold on
That's the
top of
kinda
our mobile
useless
table.
Shit.
You could just pack the gold up on top of Cube if you wanted. He would walk around
That
with
feels
it.
mean. I don't want to.
I like that you're calling him Cube now too.
I want to make the cube do our.
Okay, I looked up concentration, by the way.
Yeah.
And the breaking of it. It's taking damage. That's the only thing that can cause me to break concentration.
Yeah, but that's for a regular concentration spell. This was you were doing it as a ritual. You need 10 uninterrupted minutes, and you got interrupted.
No, but the ritual thing says you can cast, like, it's concentration. Basically, you have to be constantly concentrating on the ritual.
Okay, but you got interrupted. So, no floating disc. Back to work. So what happens in the next 5 minutes in this room? You're stacking
Duke
all the
is ready.
treasure on top of Cube?
Do you guys want to do that while Zook ready's in action at this hatch?
Yeah, alright. As long as someone's staring at the fucking hatch. Because I'm getting sick of these motherfucking goblins in this motherfucking tower.
Alright, if that's the plan, Zook ready's in action to let a +1 arrow fly at that dude if he pops his head back out.
Okay. What's everybody else doing for the next 5 minutes? Stacking the treasure up on Cube?
Yeah.
I'm recasting my ritual out here.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want to be right there in the door when you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You should probably be someplace that
I
doesn't
don't like
have
the
line
way
of
he asked
sight
that question.
to the interior. Tarin will also be readying action for that hatch with a Eldritch Blast.
Okay. 5 minutes pass, and stop moving Cube around. That's Cube. That's not
Cube's not to be trusted.
That's not a random die. That's actually Cube. So you get Cube in here, and you start stacking. Like, what do you just stack the 3 chests on his head? Because, like I said, he's got a tabletop bolted down on his head, so the top of his head is actually wider than the rest of his body.
I don't want to pick the chest up. I have
Okay.
a bad feeling about picking the chests up.
So how are you securing all this coinage?
Yeah, sacks. Just throw some in a sack and throw it on his top.
Okay, and you stack. He's got a stack of coins on his head. And you lash the sack together.
I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm staring at a hatch. That's just my idea.
Holy crap! Okay.
God, what now?
Suddenly, a hatch opens right up here, and a
I
goblin
think you're
appears
making these up. I think you're making these up.
and flings something at Fred, and it hits him, and it's once again that silver mercury liquid. And Fred immediately looks up at the hatch, and he's got his hands in front of his face like he's trying to wipe his eyes, and he solidifies hard and stops moving.
Let's get somewhere where that we're not exposed to any of the interior walls of this place.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you guys are in that room.
I was watching the hatch
Eldove,
while somebody
you were in the roll there because you're standing with an eye shot of that hatch. So
I know.
I'm
but
gonna.
these guys
So
weren't.
Fred
These guys
weighs-
were not in the way.
So Fred weighs 10 times what he used to weigh. I read the description because I had nothing better to do while I was petrified.
I mean, I'm gonna say you can drag him easily. I'm
yeah,
not
I
gonna.
think the 2 of us could probably drag him. Let's go over here.
Okay, put
First he was afraid.
go ahead and
then he
move
was
Fred
petrified.
wherever you move him. Nodal, your floating disc materializes,
Eldove looks around and goes, "Where the fuck did everyone go?"
and I mean you saw them walk behind you. They're
I was-
dragging Fred, and
I
Fred.
was deep into a ritual.
Fred is
Oh, I
just
thought you were making
petrified.
the servant first.
Was I?
I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
A disc, I think, was the
Yeah,
plan.
you got the disc. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can put the coins on the disc.
Yeah. Or you can put Fred on the disc.
Okay, you guys load Fred up onto the floating disc.
You might be over the weight limit. What's he weigh normally?
I don't know. I'm gonna say it works though because I don't.
Because it's
We
funny.
need to complicate this. Things are already pretty complicated.
Yeah, let's put Fred and the gold on the disc, and then let's head up those stairs.
All right.
This
so
all seems like a good plan.
after about 3 minutes, because Nodal had a few more minutes on his ritual, so I mean, Fred loosens back up and sees he's riding around on the floating disc, and he seems relatively happy with this state of affairs. Like he's fine on the floating disc. So Nodal, you're going to be in charge of moving Fred around. He's going to be riding your disc.
Alright, well, he's gonna stay exactly 20 feet behind me.
We can use the Fred icon to show where the disc is. Then
Is
what I'm
anyone not going up the stairs? Let me ask that.
I'm going where we can kill some fucking goblins.
So everybody's going up the stairs. Okay.
As Zook walks into his room, he walks keeping an eye on that hatch.
Said the lawful good priest.
Now don't move your
Goblins are
pieces
evil.
yet, but I gotta load the load this back up.
Hey, my dice.
Yeah,
It's
you're
locking
nice.
up for me.
We're back on the moon.
Oh, there we go.
It might lock up for a second.
No, it's back. Everything's fine.
That man is back.
Man is a goblin.
Oh god, there's another man in the reflection of his helmet.
Is that us?
The person taking the picture.
Now, you climb up the stairs to this room. What horrible
We
thing
floating
happens to
Fred
you
ahead
here?
of us.
Now, you get to the top of the spiral staircase. You spiral up around this pillar. I think you make 2 full rotations. You get to the top, and the entrance to the room is clogged with debris.
Oh, that must be the bottom. Okay.
So who's going first? Tarin?
Tarin was in front. Yeah.
Okay, so you can't actually exit the staircase into the room until you unclog the debris here.
Trying to figure out if I can control the
Trying to
disc with
figure
my
can you
mind and
ping
move Tarin.
where the debris is.
Fred over there.
The debris would be filling up this square here.
Okay. Okay. Now I see how this works.
Yeah.
And this spiral staircase.
Hey,
guys,
listen,
is
for not
there-
having a template, I think I did a good job drawing
No,
that
it's
spiral
good.
staircase.
Can you just shove it back
Is
down,
there a
down the
pillar?
stairs?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is there a pillar in the center of the staircase, or can I just throw the stuff down?
You'd have to work to dislodge it. I mean, so you have a solid pillar to your left and a solid wall to your right until you get to the exit. Or if you put some strength in it, you could probably just push it through into the room. Or you could have
Could
Nodal
I
set it on
climb-
fire.
Could I climb up the side of the wall from here?
There's nowhere really
The
to
rest of the
climb.
distance?
There's nowhere to climb to.
Okay.
No, I mean you're in like a narrow hallway that's enclosed completely. Like, you don't have a banister there. That's actually a thin wall.
Okay. Yeah, let's just push it out of the way. Khalil?
If you're rolling for the stairs, Fred is still on the stairs 20 feet below us.
That's cool.
We're gonna push it into the room.
Put you and Khalil.
Yeah. Okay, I'm assuming Khalil's helping, is he?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, is he not here?
I will help.
Did we
That's a
lose?
17 on
Did we lose
athletics.
Khalil? Okay. Yeah, you push this stuff forward. Zook,
Yeah.
standing in the back, looking
Yeah.
up around the curve. Roll a perception check real quick.
Oh, okay.
Since you're the trap guy, I want you to know what's about to happen before it happens. Like, I want you to live with this split second of horror.
20.
20. You notice it looks like a piece of fishing line attached to the debris that runs up above the doorway of the staircase. And you see a vat of something balanced up there. And you're just about to shout, "No, wait, don't!" when Tarin and Arik push this debris forward.
Oh, God.
Tarin and Arik, you can both make a dex save.
God
DC
damn it,
15.
I'm not gonna do it twice.
No. Tarin failed.
Oh yes, I did.
Oh, nice.
What's up?
Now-
That's not a 16.
As
That's
the
a
vat
miss.
is falling, Tarin, you notice that it's magical. Let me add up the damage here. And the reason it's
Acid.
magical is because it's filled with acid. So
Wait, are
17...
you implying that acid is magic?
No, the vat that's containing it is magic, so it doesn't eat through the vat. What's up?
I was going to go buy you a 3-ring binder. How thick do you want one?
How thick can you get me one?
I mean, do you like want a 5-inch thick one, a 3-inch thick one, a 2-inch thick one, or a 1-inch thick one?
Thickest would be best.
Okay, and look for my toothless.
Also, can you give me a burger or something?
We were going to make homemade broccoli and cheese soup.
That sounds great. Guys, my wife's about to make me broccoli and cheese soup for dinner. You guys don't get any because you're not here.
Isn't my toothless awesome? And can they see you?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
I want you to use the mustache. I got you that just so you had a...
I don't have my camera on, though.
Huh?
Also, I'm in my underwear, so...
Yeah, is he wearing pants today,
Next time he
Peanut?
streams, he'll show you his mustache.
So, this vat's full of acid. Tarin, you take 17 damage.
Okay.
It's not wearing
Arik, you
pants,
take
I'm worried he's gonna show
you
us
take
his
8
mustache.
acid damage as this vat rains acid down you, and it starts eating through the debris on the floor. I should make you take bludgeoning damage from the heavy-ass vat, but I won't. That's fine. And when that
Oh, that's
happens, you
because
hear
McDohl
the
was
familiar
away.
snickering and taunts from inside the walls.
We just blow up this whole fucking tower and walk
Just
away.
to be clear here,
I'm
you guys totally
so
got
close to
fooled
doing that.
by a bucket above a door.
Yeah, that wasn't a magic trap. That was the goblin trap.
We're much better with magic traps.
You are.
honestly.
So what's
Because they
next?
No,
detect as magic.
No one asked me to roll perception. They were just like, let's shove this shit in the room.
You wouldn't have had a chance because you're way in the back. Oh, Tarin would have had the chance if he had searched for it. So what's next, guys?
So am I into the room? Can I?
Oh, yeah, you
see
can
what
enter the
rest
room
of
now.
this
You're
looks
fine.
like now?
You enter the room. You can see the back half of it until you circle around the side.
Are,
You guys
are
want
you
me to
alright?
make the hawk search?
Everybody
alright?
put yourself
Yeah,
where you
please.
want. You're going to send the hawk around?
Yeah, I'll send the hawk around.
All right. Then I will...
And just sort of be here at the top of the stairs.
Now, the eastern half of the tower, so you're on the ground floor still, is dominated by this enormous chamber. In the center of it is this huge circular column that you just came up from below. On the other side of the column is another spiral staircase going upstairs. You see 6 pillars surrounding the staircase. Again, marble pillars. These are adorned with the same purple torches that you saw in the entryway. You see some wooden doors along the north wall, one to the south, and then 2 leading back out in the entryway, and you see shit all stacked up in front of these ones. Like barricades stacked up in front of these. You would have had to break through them.
These are windows, I'm guessing?
Yeah, those are windows. They've got a wooden shutter. If you were to open them, there's a pane of glass, and then in front of the glass there is heavy iron bars.
But I can't see, like, through them and into the walls and be like, they're motherfucking goblins in here.
I mean, you don't see any goblins out there. You see a nice-looking clearing that you would love to
No,
be
I mean-
standing in
I
right
mean-
now.
I mean, when I turn my head to look at the sides, if I can do that.
Oh, there's not an opening. There's no opening in the wall there.
Alright.
These walls are at your level, but remember, you've got 20 feet of wall above you as well.
I was just about to ask, this is probably 20 feet.
Oh, yeah.
I say we keep going up.
You want to go up instead of clear this level first?
I think if we're gonna wait for goblins to open up the motherfucking latches in these ceilings, it would just be better for us to just go up another fucking.
Tarin,
And
put
just
yourself at
going
the base of the bottom of the stair, and everybody else put yourself where you would be at that point.
It's not a
Wait,
square.
which way is the stair going?
It goes up clockwise around this shaft, and this is going upstairs.
Zook would be
Bearing
kind
in mind, I am very actively looking upward at the ceiling, looking for motherfucking goblins.
So
I'm tired of
you're
getting
scanning
the-
the ceiling and the walls?
Oh yeah,
Because
Zook's constantly
I am
scanning
tired
that,
of
too.
getting the fucking getting sprung upon.
And where is Fred? Where did you put the disc?
He's where he is.
Okay. Tarin,
Yes.
you look up, and you can't see anything because the stairs curve away from you, but you hear goblins laughing above you.
Up
And-
the stairs or on the ceiling?
No, up above you, on the floor above you, up the stairs. And they speak to each other in Goblinoid. Does anybody speak Goblinoid?
I don't think so.
Nobody speaks
Fucking
Goblin?
maybe. Let me see. I fucking might. I speak everything else.
I
Okay.
wouldn't be surprised if Zook did, actually.
No, Zook only knows Common, Gnomish, and he was learning Elvish as of the 3-1 session, so he probably knows Elvish by now.
When did you start learning it?
March 1st.
What was happening in game at that time?
We were on the boat still.
Coming
I
to
don't
You
speak
have to be more
Goblin.
coming
specific.
to Garreton? Because you were only in Garreton for a couple of days, remember? That was only like a week in game time, and it takes a month to learn a language, I ruled, which is generous, I think.
Yeah, I mean, probably by the time we get back on the boat, like, sailing, I'd learn it again, actually.
You had another week of downtime in Caer Tyrell, too, so yeah, we'll say another week of downtime, you'll have it. Tarin, you hear some Goblinoid chuckling and speaking to each other, then you hear ruffling like cloth, And then you hear the sounds of something bouncing down the stairs. And when you look, there's these little balls of what look like hair or fluff coming down the stairs. And they roll past... They're definitely magical. They roll past your feet into the room. And then they all explode into animal shapes. Do you guys want to just keep your initiative for this floor?
Sure.
Okay.
I want that bag of tricks.
This was another one of Nick's, by the way.
She's gonna be ferrets.
Can we throw
I
Nick out of
wish.
the group?
No, he's not here.
I know.
Nick,
By the
can
way,
we
guys,
do
if
it
you want to
anyway?
head downstairs, I do know the comprehend languages ritual.
Okay, so here's what erupts out of the bag of tricks.
I want this bag of tricks.
This isn't the item that you want from this tower, trust me.
No, I'm just...
A baboon.
I don't know, man. You took that rod while I was sleeping.
An axe beak.
I might fight you for that rod.
We have to find out what it does.
Oh, do I not have him down? Thought I did. Oh, there he is. A weasel. Giant weasel. You guys
I told you guys, just
You guys are familiar with this next guy. A giant hyena. And, just to round things out, 2 tigers.
What? That is the best bag of tricks I have ever heard.
So I'm just going to kind of place these guys around where they're marked on my map.
So what's that?
There's a baboon. There's... Oh, did I accidentally get 2 axe beaks?
Yeah.
I might have clicked the wrong thing. My tiger. Tiger.
How the fuck did it bounce way over there?
Hyena, because they rolled out and bounced away. Do you want me to put them all right here on top of Tarin? I'll do that.
No, that's fine.
No, yeah, do that. Right
Just
on top of Tarin.
I'm upset that it got behind me.
If I still had all of the points on my Armor of Agathis, I would say yes, because then they just kill themselves.
Oh, that's a
but-
good point, Zook. We'll say you stopped it with your foot and it's right there.
Okay. But, I mean, even these guys, or are these guys part of this?
I don't know where these guys came from.
That's okay.
What am I missing? What am I missing here? I got baboon, tiger, hyena, axe beaks. I'm missing a giant weasel. I must have accidentally spawned the wrong thing.
There's
I
a
told you
weasel
guys
down
there was
here.
a ferret. I told you guys.
Well, it's not
There's a
actually...
weasel in the corner of the room.
Oh, is there? Did I miss him? Where? Oh, there he is.
Blue is pinging it.
Yeah. And a weasel.
I got the right phylum.
So,
correct.
yeah, let me roll initiative for all these things. And you guys are gonna keep your same initiative, right?
That's fine.
Are we?
Okay.
Okay.
Do we want to reroll? I don't know. I don't care.
All right, it's gonna take me a second to notate this because this is probably the most individual monsters I've had in a fight so far.
Sure.
Baboon only has 1 bee in it. Well, it has 2, but they're not next to each other.
No, it's B-A-B-B. Oh, no.
No, it's B.
No, you're right. One.
Double
one
letters are, I don't know.
O's.
Also, the giant weasel is intelligent and good aligned, so nobody kill him.
Is it
I
Pence?
somehow fail to believe that. It's a Pence. It's demo.
Wait, demo weasel's good aligned?
No, that's why I asked if it was Pence.
Ah,
Yeah, Pence is definitely lawful good.
Pence is neutral good.
all right. So the first thing I need to do at the top of the order here is absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, the hyena axe first, I guess. So the giant hyena is this thing here, and because Zook had to say open his big mouth, I'm gonna have him attack Zook.
Bite me. Bite my tiny gnomish ass.
And he does exactly that. 11 damage.
Picked up 5.
Okay. Yeah, and this hyena just clamps down on your leg. So now your arm has a bite wound and your leg has a bite wound and you're having a bad day, friend.
I'm having a bad day.
And then it is Eldove.
Eldove drops a firewall in the middle of the room. Let's think of a better plan than that. Oops.
Ah, no, put him back. No, he was here, sir. He was in front of you. I
Well,
see
I
your,
put him in front of me,
I see your
just
little
in a
game.
slightly different place.
Just to be clear, these are tigers, not wolves. I just don't have a tiger. Well, this is a character. He's standing here.
God damn it! Everything's a character with you.
And you hear Fred holler from the floating disc. What's going on over there?
Fred, there's wolves.
They're tigers. Tigers, damn it.
Does that hit all 4?
Yeah. If you face the
Qualifier.
flames away from Arik, it will.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, draw it up. As long as it... Oh, no, that'd be fine. You'd be fine going from wall to wall from there. I mean, Cube's not going to stay there with the wall of fire, but it won't damage him.
I can't draw.
Oh, I can promote you.
Boot.
Then you can draw.
Don't delete any cards.
Yeah, don't delete any cards. If you hold down shift while you draw, I think it draws in a straight line.
No, but it only draws at 90-degree angles, apparently.
Yeah, you're... Well, that's straight-ish for this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It won't draw at 45.
No, you're fine. That looks straight enough for me.
Yeah.
All right,
And,
they all make dex saves, right? So you got the axe beak, you got a tiger, you got a weasel, and you got a baboon, all making dex saves, yes?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll the damage.
Alright.
Pass,
I
pass,
just realized
fail,
that my
fail.
thing was muted.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I thought you
Oh,
were.
how long have you been muted?
We were trying to
At
talk to
least
you
5
since you were at the
minutes.
top of the stairs. Well, him being muted, he avoided that acid damage, so there you go.
Ain't it great?
See, he is evil.
All of my spells are just giant AoE damage. This is
Alright,
very,
so that's...
this is very frustrating.
Do you have a level? Do you have a cantrip that just targets one thing?
So, Lone
Nope.
Star, you see that evil... Or,
No,
good
damage.
will always...
21, 24, 24, plus 5 is 29.
Okay. Well, these two pass, and you're making the fire inward,
Yeah.
like away from Arik.
Away from Arik.
Okay, then the weasel jumps out, and the axe beak jumps out, but these two both failed.
Alright, so they both take 14.
Both take 14 damage.
Good will always try it, because evil is dumb.
Give that backwards.
I know.
Oh, okay. Just checking. God, everything acts between me and Eldove now.
And the baboon should have died.
Just
And
straight up.
I'm not in melee, I'm not engaged with these two creatures.
It doesn't matter. You just have to be within 5 feet of them.
No, you can
Oh.
move. You can move away from them. That's fine. You're not.
Oh,
You're not
you're talking
engaged at all.
about-
Eldove is going down the fucking stairs. Later, dudes.
Well, you can't move through this space, but I'm assuming you're going to go around this way.
Yeah.
Awesome, because this pillar is trapped, and you stepped next to it. So no, never mind. Go
Fuck.
ahead. Go ahead. You're fine.
Alright, yeah. Eldove heads down the stairs.
Man, I was gonna sneak attack this fucking weasel thing in front of me.
Man, I think this is all just like revenge hate boner for Nick that he's like made up all this bullshit because we all wrote off Orphan after against the assassins.
Khalil,
Yo,
both of these tigers pounce at you.
do they?
Yes. Your AC is 16, right?
Yes.
Okay. Take 5 damage. This one
was one of those a hit or one of those a miss?
This one missed. This one hit you with his claw.
Okay. Barry already died. If we're post, the one that missed,
Okay.
and that is a 19 to hit.
That does it.
All right. So,
Push it into the fire.
I can't.
That's the, it's
Oh,
the wrong one.
I'm wait. Just give me a minute.
All right, and then plus 7 on top of that is 19 damage. The one that missed me.
So this tiger in front of you jumps forward and tries to rake at you with his claw, but you sidestep and you get your sword right up under it and you deal it a mighty blow. The one behind you, however, claps you on the back with its claw and you feel it rake through a spot in your armor. and you sustain that damage.
Probably hitting the vulnerable part where I got rusted out.
Very likely. Arik, you've got an AC that's like out of this world, yes?
Now you're going to
Pretty
need a
good.
tetanus shot. Can our cleric do that?
That falls under medicine,
That
I think.
hits. Arik,
Got the needle right. Yep.
this axe beak dives out of the fire and runs over here.
Mm-hmm.
And starts slashing at you with its beak for 5 points of damage. Gets you good across the arm, lower thigh, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Upper thigh.
Upper thigh. What? What's this weasel gonna do? Jesus Christ.
It's a weasel.
Gonna crawl in someone's
Eric.
pants.
The weasel
Gonna
also
start
hits you.
They'll start interrogating me.
This
Wants to know
weasel
where the rabbit is.
starts slashing at your legs for he did more damage than the axe beak. He does 6 damage.
What?
Wow.
A fucking weasel?
With
That is a baller weasel right there, man.
1d4 plus 3, he gets it.
Its mouth isn't even shaped like an axe.
Oh, it's using it. Oh, it's biting. Yeah, it's a bite. It gets. Well, what happened was the axe beak slashed your leg open, and the weasel immediately bit down on the wound.
In 3rd
These
edition, they would have
motherfuckers working
caused
together.
constitution damage, so be thankful.
Zook,
Weasels used to be really nasty.
you've got a hyena in front of you, and it looks like it's hungry for Zook. And
Yeah,
there's a tiger behind them, and it also looks like it could go for some Zook.
Yeah, he gives no fucks. So he's gonna disengage. Gonna run right around this pillar, with the
Okay.
pillar between him and the hyena, and he's gonna take a shot at this guy.
Okay.
The tiger in
The one that
This
Khalil is engaged
square-
with.
yeah.
He wants his sneak attack damage, man. Go for it. Get
Yeah,
him.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, he's
That's what
within
I'm
5 feet. I just can't put him on this square because Marth's sword reaches out into that square, and I can't put
Okay.
anything there. So he's
doing. Yeah,
within
no,
5
he
feet.
just bit him, so
I'm
he's
just gonna
totally...
put him.
Yeah,
there,
I know
so
he's within 5 feet. So yeah,
Yeah,
sneak
yeah.
attack is good.
That might be relevant to my plans.
Alright,
Okay.
so 27 to hit, so that should definitely hit.
That definitely does hit.
Alright, so the base is... so that's 10 plus...
Plus all the d6s.
And that's enough. That's more
Okay.
than enough.
10 plus a lot.
Oh.
And you put an arrow, you swing behind this pillar, launch this arrow at this tiger that, I mean, it just got cleaved by Khalil, and you just put an arrow in it and finish it off.
Getting to mark my arrows. I'm gonna just mark myself. Well, I was stabbing stuff, so actually I think that's my first real arrow.
As far as I know, you have 20 arrows, and I only care if you run out if you literally go to 0.
Yeah.
But as an action after combat, you can regain half the arrows you fired in that combat.
Yeah, I haven't been paying. I forgot to keep track of my arrows in every room, but I think I've been mostly stabbing stuff
You
up
have
until
been.
now. So.
Well, you shot that
Yeah.
Odiug. So you should be down to 18 by my count. Is that
Yeah.
it for you? Are you done with movement?
yeah, yeah, because I had to use half my movement to disengage.
All right, Tarin.
Alright, so everything around here is engaged with people other than me, right? So I'm pretty free to move.
No, you're not actually.
Which one attacked me?
No, none of them attack you. But here's the problem: you can move up these stairs. That's open. But moving this direction, you've got 2 monsters in your way.
I'm just gonna move through Khalil's space to
You're
here.
gonna squeeze through. Okay, I was gonna say if you move the other way, you get burned.
No,
to
no,
death.
no. Alright, so this is the blue die, and this is the purple die.
So
Or
what,
actually, no, the weasel's the purple
what are we
die.
hitting with?
I'm using an Eldritch Blast. I'm sending the blue die is coming at this tiger, and the purple die is coming at this weasel.
Okay, yeah, Eldritch Blast can't hit the axe beak from where you are, but you can hit the other 2.
No, no. And I can
Roll
push
it.
them back into the wall.
Yes, you can.
On blue die is a 13 on the tiger, and on the weasel it's a 24.
Both hit.
Alright, they can both get pushed
Nice.
10 feet. The
Well,
tiger
do
takes...
the Eldritch damage first.
Yeah, the tiger takes 11 force damage. The weasel takes 8 force damage.
If this, that's all its hit points. Weasel's dead.
Okay.
Aww.
Tiger's still up?
Weasels.
Tiger gets pushed back, so push him where you want him.
Into the fire.
Into the fire, and Nodal, roast that bitch.
I did. I anticipated this. 16, 19, 25, 30 damage.
Okay.
Reflex save to dodge.
Well, reflex save is only when the wall first appears. He got pushed through the wall, which is why
Oh,
he took
then that
damage.
bitch takes 30.
Then yeah,
Yeah.
there's no dex save for that. Dex save would have been to avoid getting pushed, but I think that's just an automatic thing that happens. If it hits, it's no save. Now you can't see the tiger because the wall is opaque. So for all you know, there's still a tiger back there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's not.
Eric.
I'm gonna clean me some fucking axe beak.
Okay.
There might be some delicious tiger steaks back there.
Eric is just thrilled that he gets to kill something.
Eldove always overcooks.
So Eric, you're attacking Khalil. You got sneak attack from behind. He's within range of your glaive. He's evil, you know that.
It's all very tempting, but axe beak.
Man, why you guys hating on Khalil? He gets shit done.
Because he's evil.
19 plus 6 is 25.
Oh yeah, that hits.
He's been doing some work tonight, man.
1d10
He has been.
plus 1d10 plus 3.
Because he hasn't been rolling in the toilet.
What is that, a 4?
That's on the edge. Wait, let's move.
Alright,
I was gonna say let's move that d20 out the way and see what we get.
I think it would just stay on the edge.
There we go.
10
See?
plus 3 plus, and I forgot I had this, Divine Strike.
Okay.
At 8th level, you gain the ability to infuse your weapon strikes with divine energy. And
So what's
once
the
on
total?
each of your turns, it's an extra 1d8 of damage. So,
Alright. Sweet.
That thunder damage?
yes.
Tempest Priest.
Wait, thunder or lightning? Because thunder is actually like sonic damage. It's like sound damage. So I'm assuming lightning damage.
That'd actually be thunder damage, I don't know.
It says thunder.
It says thunder?
But
Okay,
it's-
so it's like a sonic
it's a-
boom kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's only one though.
So what's the total damage?
14. And I want the goblins to hear it, and I want them to cower. in
Oh, if it's
fear.
thunder damage, they hear it. Like, you hear a thunderclap
Good.
strike the whole room, and it goes dark for a moment. That when your glaive pierces into this axe beak, and feathers come flying off of it. It looks horrified, but it's not quite dead. Not just yet.
You can smack
I want
it
the
with
goblins to piss themselves.
You can smack it with the haft of your axe as a bonus
Yes,
action,
I can,
you know?
I can do that, yes.
Oh, yeah, you
Follow
took
up with
Polearm Master?
I did.
That's a good one. I like that one.
You can use a bonus action to make a melee attack with the opposite end of the weapon.
Yep,
The
it does
weapon
less
damage
damage,
die is
though.
a d4.
Just a d4, yeah.
Just a d4.
Still, bonus D4.
Well, plus the strength, I mean, it's and the magic.
2.
Still a magical half.
Another 2.
Plus the strength?
2 plus... Yeah, does the extra damage count? Because
Yeah.
that would be
It's
5.
an attack. It's a whole
It's a
new
5.
attack, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to make an attack roll first before you can do the
Oh.
damage.
Yeah, you have to roll to
But
hit.
then that
Oh.
also means you get the damage, you get
Oh
any
yeah,
buffs
you get the
have.
damage, you get the strength, you get
Yeah.
the magic from the glaive.
Alright.
You get the whole shenanigans. The full Monty, so to speak. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Orphan, making it. Everybody
No, it
roll
actually
toward Orphan.
didn't touch Orphan. It's like an inch away from Orphan there.
Everybody roll toward Orphan.
Yeah. So, 2
Orphan's
plus
on
3 is
fire
5. Plus more thunder.
These are the best rolls Orphan's ever gotten.
And that's all it had. It's done. You finish it off. And
Six.
so you bring this glaive down, and you hear a clap of thunder when the glaive pierces into it, and you quickly whip back around and smack it across the head with the butt of the weapon, and you hear another thunderclap that time, and you feel something snap in its head, and it gives way, and it collapses to the ground in front of you.
That you have thunder damage. That's awesome.
And
Cleo.
I shout as a free action to the goblins, "Do you hear that? Do you hear that?"
Make an intimidate check.
Okay.
A hatch opens in the ceiling.
No, we're not on 20 yet. That can only happen on 20. That's a lair action.
And a hatch opens and a goblin pees on you.
The date, 12.
12. Okay. Khalil, did you hit that hyena?
No.
What AC did you hit?
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh no, that didn't hit.
The extra attack.
That'll do it.
That looks a lot better. Okay, D8
That guy
plus
was gonna
7.
come bite me.
Actually, you guys haven't faced giant hyenas. Those were regular hyenas that were with the gnolls.
13.
13 damage?
No. 11, I'm sorry.
11. You engage with this hyena, and you remember fighting the hyenas with the gnolls in the desert. This is a monster hyena in comparison. Like, this thing looks even bigger and meaner and more vicious than the tigers that you've already put down. But you still cleave into it with your sword.
Peeta's gonna be not happy with us.
I know, right?
I hope that draws aggro. No offense.
I'm fine. I've only taken 5 hit points of damage so far.
Yeah, I've had a bad day, so...
Fred
I'm
calls
all-
out and says, "Is it just me or is it raining in here?"
Wait, can Eldove see whatever's happening?
Eldove ran down the
can I?
stairs. Eldove can't see anything.
He's 20. I'm 20 feet away from him at most.
Well, 20 feet is around the curvature of the stairwell. So you can see like 5 feet in front of you, and then it curves off to your left.
Okay. Well, I'm only 10 down, so I still can't see him. But I wasn't able to get that fucking far.
Okay. Well, you can't see who? Fred?
Fred, yeah, I can't see him from 10 feet away.
I mean, you can like see his hair. He doesn't have hair. He's bald. You can see like the shadow of the disc that he's sitting on, covering the first few stairs. This hyena is done with you, Khalil. It's fucking just done. I'm just gonna
yeah?
be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, that just barely hits, I think.
Okay.
'Cause your AC is reduced to 16, yes?
16, yes.
That just barely hits. 9 damage. This hyena rears back and bites down on your midsection.
Actually, no, I'm going to hold on to my spirit. I'll take that 9.
Yeah, and it bites down hard on your midsection. And it clamps onto where your scale mail is, and you feel the scales bite into your flesh underneath.
Ow.
You should probably wear a shirt. And then... roll a d6.
This is where the goblin opens up the hatch and pees on Arik.
I already peed on Fred, but
Everybody except Eldove. Everybody except Eldove and Arik. Please make me a Constitution save. DC is 15.
Ah, the one I'm good at. I get all the dexes.
And
Khalil fails.
okay.
Passed.
Wait. No. My constitution's not that great.
lucky die. I think I want any part of what's about to happen. Shit, I still failed.
Turn passed.
Alright, fine, whatever. Just one lucky die. We'll take whatever's coming.
Khalil, you're the only one who sees the hatch open. Everybody else is facing the other direction. But you see it open high up in the wall, behind Zook, and this goblin peers out and whips this thing down. It looks like something yellow, and it lands right in front of Zook, and it explodes with a deafening sound and a bright, brilliant yellow flash of light.
Flashbang.
Everybody who failed that save is deaf and blind until the end of their next turn. Except Arik, you're fine because you're recovered. Eldove, you're fine because you were down the stairs. Everybody else who failed is deaf and blind until the next turn.
Eldove is thinking, what the fuck is going on out there?
You have a turn now, Eldove. You heard a loud bang, but it wasn't enough to deafen you.
I heard 2 loud bangs.
So what do you do?
Eldove heads his 10 feet back up.
And when you get up, you see Fred. He's hunched over on the disc, like holding his ears and like wincing in pain.
Eldove shakes his fucking head, walks past.
Hey, what's up?
Oh shit! It's a thing. And
giant.
he,
So who all failed that?
Well, I failed.
Khalil
And Zook failed, and Tarin passed. Okay, so yeah, Khalil and Zook, you see both of them like their heads are ringing, and like they're wincing in pain. Also, the hyena is like shaking its head like something just exploded inside of its brain.
The hyena's
Oh,
about to have
well,
a bad
that's
day.
good.
He firebolts.
You have advantage on him. On the hyena, assuming not Tarin. You wouldn't have advantage on Tarin.
19 fire damage.
19?
19.
And you singed this hyena considerably, and it looks very shocked because it didn't even see the attack coming. Because it is presently blinded.
I guess I should roll the second one, even though that first one hit, just to see if I crit. No, I don't.
So yeah, you singe this hyena quite a bit, but he's not down.
Alright, that'll be my turn.
You're blind, my friend.
Blind and deaf. Duke knows he was near this pillar, and just to try to keep himself safe, he just presses himself up against the pillar. Can I go into a hide position there?
Yeah, you can make a hide action there, a hide check.
Look very tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, you think you're hidden, but I mean, your head is swimming and your vision is just starting to come back.
At least 16 plus another 4, so that's actually comes up to a 20 for stealth.
You don't think the hyena can see you from behind this pillar, and your ears are ringing and your vision starts to clear. Tarin.
Eldritch Blast the hyena.
Okay.
I didn't roll the advantage. I'll just roll these again. What's its AC?
12.
I'm sure both of those
It's
hit.
super easy to hit this thing.
I'll just see if I got a crit. No.
Nope.
I had the advantage on that, so that's fine. One bolt does 15 force damage, and the other does 7 force damage, and it's pushed 40 feet.
You take
Or
this
20 feet.
poor blind hyena and blast it against the back wall, and it just
Splat.
slumps and stops moving. The wall of fire continues to range, and Zook, you now hear the snickering of goblins high above you.
I'm gonna move to here and look behind the wall just to make sure that delicious tiger
Oh
steak.
yeah, it's cooked.
Okay.
There's no
Eldove
more,
releases the wall.
and it's gone. There's no more tiger.
Duke is fucking done.
I'm-
Where was that hatch at?
Up above behind you.
Isn't that like 60 feet up?
Assuming Tarin points it out, but yeah, it's like 60 feet or yeah,
Duke
20
throws
feet. 20 feet up, not
Zook-
60. 60
Oh,
was in
okay.
the basement. 20 feet up here.
Duke throws a minor illusion right at the trap door. Clap of thunder, as loud as he can manage.
And you manage it pretty
Lion's
loudly.
roar.
It's
This is
loud
dumb,
as a
too.
lion's roar. You can
Yeah.
be here by 5 miles away.
And then he follows it up with another minor illusion, and he swears in dragon, as loud as a lion's roar at that fucking hatch.
Okay. And then what?
Nothing. He's just pissed. He's just venting at this point.
He's just over this goddamn tower.
Just over it.
What's next?
5
haven't
miles
even- we
away,
haven't
an
even gone
ancient
up
red
the stairs
dragon
yet.
hears your slurs.
What's next?
What's
Starts
that?
flying towards the tower.
Going
Yeah.
back up the stairs, I believe.
Okay.
I mean,
As
Tarin, is
Tarin
everyone
begins,
all right?
as Tarin begins heading up the stairs,
I
the
could
cube
really
calls
use a-
out. It says, "This one is not permitted above the first floor."
Vader cube.
And the cube just settles down and sits down on the floor, just right here.
If Cube, go down to the basement where there are no hatches so the goblins can't throw things at you. Down to the cave.
The cube stands up
That's
and
way
salutes
too
again
public.
and says, "The well-dressed gentleman order is well received." And he begins marching back down the stairs and disappears. And you guys hear Fred call out, "Hey, what about me?"
Fred is slowly moving forward at the speed of 5 feet a second.
When he sees he's getting left behind, he hops down off the disc and comes up behind
No,
you
he
guys.
can't be left behind. He's only 20 feet away. I literally couldn't leave him behind if I wanted to.
Does anyone need any? Do we need to? Is everyone okay to go up to the next level? Do we need to
too?
stop and recover? Or...
All right, Tarin, you
Man.
came up first, so go ahead and place yourself in front of
I
the
still got-
staircase here.
I still got my 53 hits, so I'm doing okay. I'm having a bad day, but they're all surface wounds.
You climb up to the second level, and this hallway runs the whole length of the tower, and is lined on either side by many, many doors.
God, I hate this tower.
Are we done?
Yes.
Okay. The hallway runs the length of the tower, and is lined on both sides by many doors. The doors, like the ones downstairs, are made of strong wood, but in each of these is carved a visage of like an old man's face with his eyes closed.
Does he have a mustache?
Yes. The
Okay.
doors have no visible knobs or handles at all. No method to open them, it looks like. In between the doors, in the spaces between them, well, first of all, the hallway itself is filthy, covered in blood, scorch marks all over the floor, and so some of the walls, they all once had paintings hanging in between the doors. Some of these have been torn down, burned, ripped apart, or whatever. The ones that are still intact all depict animals. You see a fox, a hare, a stag, an eagle, and an ox are the ones you can make out. The rest are too damaged to look at. And that's it. That's what you see in this hallway.
What were those? What were those again?
The visible ones you can see are a fox, a hare, a stag, an eagle, and an ox. Tarin, the walls and all of the doors are magical. And the ceiling here is not nearly as high as in the ground floor. You've only got 10 feet ground to ceiling here.
I'll move into the hallway.
Okay.
I'd probably be coming up behind him.
Okay.
Since that seems to be our marching order.
Yeah. Zook will be taking up the rear as usual.
Well, you guys can place yourself wherever you want to be in this hallway.
Where's the eagle?
Between two of the doors. Where do you want it to be? You can put the eagle wherever you want to look at it.
Okay. I don't care.
Yeah, it's...
I am going to cast the Thaumaturgy cantrip.
Okay.
You cause harmless tremors in the ground for 1 minute.
Okay.
So I assume I'm just taking my glaive and I'm just sort of pounding it on the ground.
And you all
like
feel
the
these
end of it is...
harmless tremors ripple through the ground.
Maybe we can fucking
Flush them out.
flush out some goddamn goblins.
Actually, since this hallway is fairly
'Cause
simple,
they're pretty stupid.
I'm kind of want to check this curved wall I'm right next to. Can I do that? Check that for a hatch?
You can check one of those 2 squares for a hatch.
Okay, this one.
Okay, investigation.
Bad investigation. I don't know why I keep bothering to do this. That's like a 1.
You can't
so
see.
I definitely...
Yeah, you can't tell. There might be a hatch there, there might not. You really don't know.
I'm bad at investigation, so someone else can do that. Perception I got for days, but not... Do I perceive anything in this hallway?
You perceive exactly what I just read.
Alright. Salty about my lack of investigation.
Aw.
Oh my
Poor
god,
baby.
I'm trying to pull a D4 out of these. There it is. Trying to pull a D4 out of the bag and just kept pulling out other dice.
So what's happening now?
There's no knobs. There's nothing visible on any all these doors. You said.
There does not seem to be any particular way to open the doors.
Tarin is going to stand in front of this door,
Okay?
and he's going to knock on it.
I love it.
Alright.
You could try using thaumaturgy.
You stand in front of the door and you go to knock. And just before you do, the eyes of the door open up and look down at you. And it begins to speak in this, like, droning, deep man voice. And it tells you a riddle.
Oh, God.
Fuck.
It
Damn it,
says,
Nick.
"A pretty thing am I, fluttering across the sky, featherless and light of wing. Indeed, I am a pretty thing. Speak my
The
name."
fairy dragon!
A cloud.
You say a cloud, and it closes its eyes.
What the fuck is that? Goblins are not that smart to get fucking through this shit. What?
Right, yeah.
The goblins can use the crawl spaces. They don't need to go through doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they need to find an entrance.
To the tower? Yeah. But there's crawl spaces all through this tower. They can get anywhere they want.
Duke's gonna go up to the same door and see if it'll respond to him.
No,
And it-
Eldove goes up to the door.
Oh, okay. Eldove go up to the door first then.
Wait, which door is Eldove in front of?
The door that Destil was at.
Okay, Destil has to move out of the way first.
I'm still trying to fumigate some fucking goblins.
Okay, so Eldove, and you hear the same riddle,
Fairy dragon.
and the eyes close.
Come on, people.
He
All right,
reaches to
move.
open the door.
Move. Move. All right.
That was a fairy dragon. Eldove is muttering into himself in the corner.
Zook-
That riddle's bullshit.
He's
Seriously.
upset. The Zook door opens his eyes and speaks the riddle again.
Butterfly.
And the eyes close, and you hear a clicking sound. And the door opens about an inch.
The
All right.
shit
Someone
riddle.
else. Taryn, you want to go out through this first?
Hold
I got
on,
it open.
let me...
Oh.
Don't nobody move yet. I gotta delete some stuff here.
Wait, how many doors are there to that room?
There's a lot.
You look
Looks
into the
like
room
fake
here.
doors.
Room number 22. Where's my room's text? There it is.
We got fake doors, guys.
Of all the destroyed rooms that you've seen in this tower, this one is definitely the worst off.
The destroyedest.
At one point, this might have been a well-kept alchemy lab, but all the equipment has been smashed. Shelves that stood on against the
Fucking
western
goblins.
wall had been overturned. All the contents are crashed on the floor. The stone floor and the walls are pocked with acid burns and evidence of explosions and things. And the smell of ozone lingers in the air. In the center of the room, that gray circle is a fire pit in the floor, and above it is a chain, which might have been affixed to a cauldron at one point, but it's no longer here.
Like some sort of vat dangling above a stair.
The air in this room is somewhat caustic, and just by standing in the doorway, you can feel that it's stinging your eyes, and it makes your skin tingle a little bit. And you can see a very thin veil of, like, greenish fumes listing about in the air. Probably the result of mixing together all these alchemical reagents. And an iron door. Oh, actually, we can... Oh, we can get rid of all this.
Oh, I love the tiny card. I didn't even notice that before.
Tiny cards are adorable.
There's a door leading to the north, one of the regular wooden doors, and then there's a window outside, again, closed with the shutters, then a pane of glass, and then bars on the outside, and an extremely heavy iron door sits right here.
Okay.
That seems safe. Let's open that.
Can I mage hand open the northern door? Without going into the room?
Yeah, that's fine. And you open it up. And you look through, and it's difficult to make out what you see. You just see wooden wreckage looking in there. You'd have to get closer to get a better shot of the room.
Obviously.
I know what that means. Eldove comes over here and sends his hawk over.
Hope you weren't too attached to that.
It's fine. Better my hawk than fucking Zook.
Where does
Yeah,
the hawk
seriously.
go? Into the room? Okay. Bear with me 1 second.
This isn't 3.5. I'm not going to take horrible psychic damage.
Nodal.
Yeah.
Your hawk needs to make a dex save. DC 15.
Hawk's not very dexterous. Let's find out. 1 second. I'm not sure exactly how
those little
dexterous.
arrows.
I think
I'm not sure how
Hawk
dexterous my hawk
goblins.
is.
the hawk stats will be in the back of the PHP, I think.
No, I have it. I just need to find it in my PDF. Oh, my
Plus
hawk
3.
actually is pretty dexterous.
+3.
Yeah, he's not bad.
It's terrible at everything else.
Nodal. You need to roll on the wild magic table for your hawk.
Wait, my hawk needs to roll on the wild magic table?
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Alright, first and second.
Can the hawk die and come back as a lizard man too?
Oh man, would he talk to me? That's a 0.
0. So what happens? What happens on a 7?
0, 7. I don't know. I need to.
I got
bring
it.
up-
You can
No, I
cast
got-
a fireball.
Alright, yeah, you can get it.
You can cast
Well, you
a
can
fireball
cast
as a
fireballs,
third level
third
spell.
level spell centered on yourself. Oh, you
Wait.
cast. It just does it.
Okay, the
Because
hawk
it's
fucking
in replacement
explodes in a ball of fire. Nodal.
It's a replacement for the spell you're casting.
Wait, I wasn't casting anything.
Well, it's
Well, it
must
just
be
happens.
wild magic.
It just happens. Okay.
The room, when you send the hawk in, and it's dominated by a large network, for lack of a better term, like wooden cubbies stacked floor to ceiling in this entire gray area here. Inlaid with what looks like large birdhouses. They look tiny but comfortable. If you're into tiny little birdhouses.
This
Provided
no
you're the
house
type
for
of
a
creature
bird.
who can live in one, it looks comfortable. There are dozens of these, but like everything else in the tower, the goblins have laid waste to them. Like entire stacks of them have been crushed, torn down, and burned. The only thing of note in the room are large green stains that cover the floor and the walls and the debris in the cubbies. And then the cubbies are on fire because your hawk explodes in a huge fireball that burns out into the alchemy lab for a moment. And when the
Oh
light
no.
fades, all of the wooden cubbies in there are it's an inferno in this room.
Oh fuck! My hawk.
Did we get any goblins?
You have no idea if you got any goblins, but you hear snickering and hooting and laughter in the walls. Like they're going nuts. They love it.
I hate goblins.
That room is no room for birds.
So, when your hawk explodes, what happens?
It just explodes, man. It just explodes.
Does it come back ever?
Kabomb.
It takes an
I have
hour.
to
He's got to
I have to
cast the spell
resummon it.
again. So
Yeah.
that wasn't
be a
just a
short rest
temporary
time.
dismissal. That was the hawk got hit by the wild magic grenade and exploded into a fireball.
It does come back as the same hawk, though, so it might have some thoughts when it comes back.
It's gonna have words with Eldove. So what happens next, guys? What's next on the agenda?
So the hawk wasn't obviously harmed by being in the room with the rolling clouds of alchemical shit, right?
He was only in that room for maybe 2 seconds. Because he
Have
flew...
we seen a way to open these windows?
Yeah, they got wooden shutters and then a solid pane of glass. You could break the glass.
So I could probably open it from the inside?
And then gust
Mage
of
hand
wind.
isn't going to be enough force.
Yeah, I can
but-
always gust of wind.
Oh, do you
this
have
shit
gust
out.
of wind?
He does have gust of wind.
I'm
You'd
prepared.
have to break the glass first, though.
Can
Alright,
you push
well-
it into the flaming room we're probably not going into now?